Wearable fitness technology promises insight, precision, and protection. From watches that track heart rate variability to apps that estimate training load and recovery time, these devices are marketed as smart tools that know your body, often better than you do. But behind this promise lies a fundamental limitation. Wearables can measure data, but they cannot truly understand context, individuality, or complexity. And when it comes to injury prevention, that limitation can be dangerous. The biggest issue is that wearable devices treat runners as if they are interchangeable systems. Algorithms built into watches and apps rely on population averages, not individual baselines. They may track how far and how fast you ran, even how much you slept or how your heart rate changed, but they don't know your unique biomechanics, your stress load at work, your past injuries, or the cumulative toll of poor nutrition or emotional burnout. They don't feel your stiff knee, your tight calves, or your subtle compensation when one hip starts firing unevenly. They reduce you to numbers, while your body operates as a constantly shifting, deeply personal organism. This disconnect means wearables can give false reassurance or unnecessary alarm. A green light on your recovery score might push you into a high-intensity run, even if your body feels off. A red warning about high strain might convince you to skip a session you were perfectly capable of handling. In both cases, the device becomes the decision maker, even though it lacks the nuance to make those calls responsibly. What's more, wearables are rarely accurate in isolation. Studies show heart rate variability, HRV, for instance, can be influenced by caffeine, hydration, room temperature, or anxiety, not just physical recovery. Step counts and distance tracking can be thrown off by stride length, terrain, or GPS error. Training load metrics like VO2 max estimates or strain scores are often based on models that oversimplify human physiology and don't account for real-time changes in form, effort, or fatigue. When it comes to biomechanics, the limitations are even more profound. No wristwatch or shoe pod can tell if you're favoring one leg, overstriding, landing too heavily, or compensating subtly after an old injury. These are the kinds of invisible stressors that build toward injury, but they're invisible to tech. Even newer wearables that claim to track gait or foot strike tend to operate on assumptions or proxies that may not match what's really happening. And yet, despite these limitations, many runners hand over their training decisions to the machine. That blind faith is a problem. Injury prevention requires personal awareness, flexibility, and the ability to make informed decisions based on how you feel, not just what your device says. No tech can substitute for noticing discomfort, respecting fatigue, or learning your body's early warning signs. Devices can help by providing trends, by encouraging rest, by keeping us honest, but they cannot take full responsibility for our physical well-being. That's the real message here. Wearables are tools, not oracles. Their data can be useful, even empowering, but only when balanced with real-world feedback from your own body. When tech is treated as the final authority, it becomes a liability. But when it's used to support self-awareness and smart training habits, it can enhance your resilience. Ultimately, your body is more complex than any algorithm, more adaptable than any model, and more responsive than any screen. If you want to stay injury-free, trust the signals coming from within, not just the ones blinking on your wrist.